So, you've decided to be hated by your neighbors, your friends, and significant others. Good for you. Mate, the point of this video is how do you get a set of drums in your hands, what to look for, and the first steps to making noise with them other than this. So you decide on playing the drums. Mate, you need a drum kit to play the drums. Well, what drum kit do you get? Anything. I mean it. Get anything. Whatever's cheap and near to you. Mate, this streaming kit is the Jinbaos. These are made out of pure rubbish. 100 and something bucks from Cashies. Even these cymbals are Cashies. Except for this one, which is a bootleg Zildjian. That's what bottom of the barrel drums sound like. Huh? That's not bad.
A quick doot on drum kit anatomy. Snare drum. Your toms, you don't need this many. That's a floor Thomas. There's your bass drum. And then you got hi-hats, and you got crash cymbal, that's your ride cymbal, and here is a splash cymbal in China, but you don't need them. They're effect cymbals. Don't stop looking at them. You don't need them.
So when you're getting a kit, you want to find one with hardware. Hardware is the stands, the pedals, the stool, all of it. Doesn't matter how crap it is. I mean, as long as it works, and as long as you've got it, they could be extremely expensive on their own. So to get it with it, that's the best bit. If the drum heads are all messed up, don't worry about it. That's like tires on a car. You're gonna have to change it one day anyway. And it doesn't matter what cymbals you get or whatever, because you're just getting started. You don't know what you want your drums to be yet. That's the best part about the drums, is that there are no rules. You can set them up however you want. You can have however many cymbals you like. The only way you know what kind of cymbals you like is by trying lots of them and how expensive professional cymbals are. You don't want to be dropping that kind of coin until you know what you want. And an important part of learning what cymbals you like is learning which ones you absolutely hate. That's why studying music in school really helped, because you play a lot of beginner cymbals. The setting up could be a little bit intimidating, and you are going to mess it up, and it's going to be very funny. But if you do get lost, just look up some JPEGs. When you got the pieces in front of you and you can see the pieces on the screen, I'm sure you'll be okay. If you're really tight for space for a drum kit, face it against the wall like I've done, because if you have it the other way, you need to have the drum kit away from the wall so you could get behind it. So facing the wall, way easier, and then you could just kind of like put the stool away for space. Down the line, you're going to want to start upgrading bits of your kit, and which bits you upgrade first, whatever's annoying you the most. It's how I get away with this really trashy, awful drum kit, is because I've put really nice stands and hardware with it. This is like a $150 drum kit, and that is a $450 bass drum pedal. Because that's the thing that I actually use. I stink at electric kits. I'm an acoustic guy, but my recommendation is if you're looking for a cheap kit, get one that lets you hook up a real bass drum pedal, not where it's just a little foot switch, so you can actually practice bass drum techniques. Can't do that on one of those foot switches. And a downside to the really super cheap new E-kits is that the hi-hat switches could be like pretty buggy and they tend to die. So on an acoustic kit, it's actually a complicated piece of machinery. It's controlling all this up to your two smashy boys. And a quick doot to tuning drums, because that's the thing about drums is, what do you tune them to? Well, whatever you want. That's the best bit. There's no rules on setups, on cymbals, or even how they sound. My recommendation, tune the floor tom first. Make the bottom skin tighter than the top one, and just keep fiddling until you don't hate it. And then work upwards from there. I know that sounds like the meme, now just draw the owl, but you're just going to have to give it a try. And it doesn't matter. What, you got a gig this weekend? Didn't think so. You're fine. Done, mate. Your drums can sound great.
So the snare drum's just a little bit different. This is the guy that sits in front of you and it's got like wires on it. That's how it makes that sound, by the way. And you toggle the strainer. And now, hey, So that's literally tightening and loosening off these wires, which are being noisy if you get near them. Enjoy. On a snare drum, you can have this bottom head really tight. Like you can really crank it and have it looser on the top. That gives it the slappy bit. That gives it the ringy bit. Be aware, if you tighten up your wires too much, it can choke it. If you have them too loose, it just sounds like a bag of chain, basically. But there's no wrong answers with tuning. I mean, listen to Blur's song 2, yeah? Like, how resonant and oaky sounding is that drum kit? Doesn't matter. Drums are a vibe. It's one of the best parts about drums. This drum's from 1940. And the kick drum, mate, honestly, have both sides, like, finger tight, yeah? And then add a to it. And on the front one, add an extra to it. And then, like, throw an old jumper or something in there, yeah? And then just play around with tighter or looser. But that's gonna get you in the right ballpark, mate. I keep saying there's no wrong answers. Enjoy and have fun.
Oh, and drumsticks, get 5As. That's the middle of the road stick. What brand? I don't care. I use Vader's. Because I do recommend getting new drum heads for your new cheapy kit when you get it. While you're there, try out all their sticks. They've got a big wall of sticks. You can just go and try all of them. Get the pair that feel nice. We all have different hands. You got your drums. Your neighbors hate you. You're ready to play. What do you play? Well, you just need a rock beat in your pocket to get started. I'm not even going to get into the weeds with music theory or anything. I'm just going to teach you enough to get started where you can start having fun with it. That's one of my pet peeves of a lot of teachers that bog down students straight away with the hardcore stuff. Get that dopamine rush of success. Just learn the rock beat. I do have a video where I teach a rock beat in a minute. Have a quick listen.
And I'll do this without being condescending. Can you count to 4? Unbelievable, mate. I think you're ready for this. There's 4 beats in a bar. Put a hi-hat on each one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 1 and 2, put a kick drum with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, now on 3, put a snare drum on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then just speed it up, you dingus.
Well, here's what it looks like in music notation. There it is. And that's inside of 1 bar of music in 4/4. So 4 beats, there's your rock beat. An important part of being a drummer is understanding music structure. And all you need to know at this point is that 4 bars is like a big block in music. A lot of chords loop in 4-bar chunks. So if you put a simple drum fill at the end and then hit a crash cymbal at the start again, it sounds like this. And now I'm going to show you just how much music this 1 drum beat and 1 drum fill lines up with. You know what I mean, mate? Like, it works. Is it perfect? No, but it works. You can just keep up. As long as your tempo's good, it'll work. And with your drum fill, mate, it's just 4 beats. Just think of it as 4 blocks. Look, I'm going to change some of the blocks for you. But this is barely scratching the surface of how much cool stuff you do, man. You get your kick drum in the fills. You can have your expensive camera system not work. And so you now have enough knowledge that you could look at a drum book and it's not scary anymore, right? Playing all the music is like the best thing you could do as a drummer. So much music has the same beat. Get some cheap in-ears from the supermarket, put some cheap earmuffs over top, play along to your Spotify playlist, and just try and keep up. And you're going to be amazing at the drums. And when you want more, go suss out Drumeo, go suss out so many YouTubers out there, so many free drum resources and lessons and things. But hopefully what I've done for you is to take the scary out of it, get some cheap tubs, get some cheap cymbals. You upgrade drums over time. A professional setup does not happen overnight. And every time you buy a better bit for your kit, make it something good that lasts. And over time, you're going to look back and just see a professional kit standing there. I'm going to keep playing me Jimbas. Happy smashing!